Alrighty guys, so a lot of you have been asking for an update on this thing, so I'm just gonna make it quick. Everything still works like it should. Just if you do plan on getting this unit, make sure you get the more gigabytes. I cheaped out, and you know, you get what you pay for. I'm not saying it's slower or anything by any means, but it does take a little bit to like process something, I guess you can say. So let's say if I want to go onto like Bluetooth, you know, it doesn't just go loaded. It takes a second or two. Then I can, you know, go into the phones, whatever, pair, you know, change the settings to Bluetooth. I always put a passcode on mine, 1234, so that when I put the scanner down there, it'll read it, because I guess they need to have the same passcode for it to work. And I have videos about that altogether. Today's not about the stereo or anything. We're actually going to be fixing this. More so, you know, that. So I already fixed the windows, but as you guys can see, the problem here is with the locking mechanism. So I bought this one on AliExpress. I didn't expect much of it, but the windows still roll up and down. So I am going to keep this for parts, but I have a whole new one right here, the master. And you know, the main reason I'm changing it is because my wife was complaining about it, so otherwise I wouldn't have changed it. But you guys can see, identical. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep. It's the same shit. So if you don't want to spend too much, the only difference, this one looks a little bit different on the lights part. That's white down there. This looks a little more faint. That looks a little more, you know, colorful in white. Not sure which one's better. This may be laser etched and that may be paint, because this is China and this is a OEM, supposedly OEM, but I don't see any OEM branding on it, so I believe it's not OEM either. They look similar, like I said, but this looks a little different. That looks a little different. Like I said, the printing looks a little different. That looks a little different than this. Those little dots feel more out on this one. Whatever, it's the same part. So the main thing you're looking for is that. So Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, whatever. We're gonna go into here. We're gonna take that out, and then I'm pretty sure we don't even have to take the door card out. We just take this guy right out. My tips are magnetic, and then this guy can come right out from what I remember, but I'm not sure how I did it, so give me a minute. Nope, we do not do that. I remember that's how I broke it the first time. We do have to take the door card out, now that I'm remembering. So we're gonna go out, see if there's any other screws, which is back here. Take that guy out. There's nothing there. I'm pretty sure we can just start popping this guy off. So let me just pop it off, and then I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so I semi-remembered and semi-forgot, so I took off all of this. And you don't need to take any of that off. So the main thing is you get onto the side over there, and you just rip this part off. Now, the reason you don't rip the bottom part off is because it's held on by screws. And that's how I broke it the first time, trying to pry it off. But there are the connectors. This is what we're changing. And let's take off the plug so we can take off these screws. So like I said, you just pull from that side and just start prying away. You'll hear a lot of popping, but trust me, it's the only way to get all the screws out from right here. You can pop this bad boy out. Oh, you can't talk. Okay, so I've been with baby all day, so I'm a little tired. We're gonna put a little screwdriver through these parts, and we're just gonna squeeze this guy. It's basically gonna push down. So that is how we're gonna go, like that. I'm gonna push that guy down, and if you hear that rattling, that's probably what broke in this guy right here in the lock. So I'm gonna keep the windows, because maybe that part is still good, and since the windows like to go out on this guy, I'll just take off the lock so I remember for the next time that the lock part is broken, but the window side is good. Makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna take this guy off, and we'll go from there. All right, so I don't know what failed on this side. This piece is obviously off, because I'm curious and I like to take things off. So I'm gonna put this guy in this box, know that that's for the Jeep, and then put the new guy right in there. So before you always do this before. So before you put everything back together, make sure everything works, because some parts do come defective from the factory, even if they are brand new. This button feels a lot more solid than the other one. Yeah, so I'm gonna plug everything in, including Where'd it go? Including that guy, just to make sure that that doesn't do anything. I'm pretty sure that's only to move the window, the mirrors back and forth. Plug it in anyway. Check the windows all go up and down. Check that it locks and unlocks, and then we'll be good to put it together. I have it here like sideways. That's what I want here. That window goes. That window goes. That window goes. And that window goes. So we're ready to put this guy back together onto the piece, and then it'll go right back where it goes. And when you're done, it should look like this. This one was already missing screws. No idea where those could be. It's missing 3 screws total. Wonder what that was. And like I said, you don't have to take this one off. You don't have to take that off. You don't have to take this off, and you don't have to take that off. You only have to pry from that end in between this cutout and pry outwards. And then once you pry outwards, you can pry up, and around. It should not be hard to take off. If this comes off, don't worry about that. That just goes right here somewhere, and it's, oh, there they are. That little insert right there, and this little insert right here, and it's so that you could service it while dangling. But I didn't like that, so I'm just gonna not put those back on. Plus, when you pry them off the first time, mine didn't really happen, but they go there. So don't worry about those little plastic thingies. You do not need them. This thing will not fall off if those aren't put back on. So then we just plug it back in, and we'll be done. And when you're done, it should look something like this. I can't show you it locking with the door open, but you get the idea. It works now. So, that's it for the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.